Hi, this is Maggie, and you are joining me for a 20-minute Power Basics yoga sequence. Let's get started. So to start, come into child's pose. So from hands and knees, bring your knees nice and wide on your mat. So almost to the edges. Then from there, bring your toes close. Sit your hips back toward your heels. Stretch your arms out in front of you. And just let your forehead land on your mat. And if your forehead doesn't rest comfortably, you can grab a block or something else nearby and just let your forehead rest on that. And start to breathe through your nose. Longer than normal breaths. And the breath we use in this practice is called Ujjayi pranayama. And it's special because you create a little bit of sound from your throat as you breathe through your nose. So try that on. And it's almost like you're fogging a mirror, but without opening your mouth. And take one more breath like that. All right, on your breath out, press yourself up and back to downward facing dog. So you're gonna walk your hands in just a little bit, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. So create like an upside down V shape with your hands about shoulder width apart, your feet about hip width, and then use your hands to press down and send your hips up and back. Land your eyes in a spot that makes your neck comfortable on all the sides so you're not cranking up or letting your head drop too far. And then come back to that slow, steady breath through your nose. If your legs are tight, you can bend your knees a little bit. And take one more breath. All right, on your breath out, look forward. Step your feet toward your wrists. So as many steps as you need to come toward the top of your mat. Then grab around your elbows for ragdoll pose. Just drop your head weight. You can bend your knees here. And if it feels good, just take a little bit of a sway from side to side. And if you find there's some tension in your neck and you're still kind of looking up, really let the top of your head hang heavy. And take one more breath. All right, come to stillness, release your hands. Bring your feet back toward each other. All right, press your feet down, reach your hands all the way up toward whatever is above you. And on your breath out, bring your hands together in front of your heart. All right, take a full breath in and a full breath out. And we'll start with one Om. Breathe in. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, your breath in, reach up. Exhale your hands through heart center, bend your knees, fold all the way down to your mat. Take a breath in, lift halfway up. So pause right here, bring your hands to your shins, stretch your heart forward and lengthen out your back so it's in a nice long line. All right, on your next breath out, bring both hands down, step back to high plank pose. And take a breath in. On your breath out, rock forward onto your tiptoes, then lower all the way down. All right, untuck your toes. Press the tops of your feet down. Your hands are about the sides of your ribs. Press your feet down, pull your chest up. This is called cobra pose. Keep your gaze nice and low and just breathe. Take one more breath. All right, exhale, press yourself back to downward facing dog. You can come up through your knees, then tuck your toes, lift your hips up. And if it feels good to pedal your feet out, you can try that on. And then come back to stillness, really pressing through your fingertips and your index finger knuckles, your thumb knuckles. And you can even try to turn your hands slightly toward the edges of your mat. And that may open up your shoulders and give you some better grip. And take a breath in. All right, look forward, step your feet forward. We're gonna do all of that again. Breathe in, lift halfway up. Exhale, bow. Inhale, high mountain pose. Press down, reach up. Exhale your hands through heart center, fold right back down. Breathe in, halfway lift. All right, breathe out, plant your hands, step back, see if you can lower all the way down in one breath. Cobra pose, untuck your toes, peel your chest up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press your hips up and back. Land your eyes in one spot on your mat. Just let everything else come out of focus a little bit. Just be on your mat with your breath. And take a breath in. All right, look forward, step your feet toward your hands. Lift halfway up again. Breathe out, bow forward. All right, this time reach all the way up. And from here, sit back into chair pose. Yeah. So from here, your toes may be touching. If that feels uncomfortable, you can bring your feet a little bit wider apart with your toes just slightly closer toward each other than your heels. Yeah, reach your upper arms back, sit low. Engage your low belly. This is where your breath comes in handy when it's a little bit challenging. Take one more breath in. And on your exhale, fold forward. All right, separate your feet hip width apart again. Just take another ragdoll pose. Grab your elbows, soften your knees. Let your head hang nice and heavy. And take another breath or two. And breathe in. All right, breathe out, release your hands. Heel toe your feet back toward each other. Press down, reach all the way up, high mountain pose. All right, bring your hands together through heart center. Then let your palms face forward by your sides. Bring your feet a little bit further apart, then kickstand your right foot behind you. We're gonna move into balancing, starting with airplane pose. Take a breath in, lift your heart. All right, soften your left knee, start to hinge yourself forward, lift your right leg up. And keep your gaze nice and low. And keep pressing up and back through your right heel. Working toward like a capital T shape in your body. Take one more breath. All right, exhale, slow and steady. Bring yourself right back up to stand. Hands together in front of your heart. Breathe in. And breathe out. All right, let's do the other side. Bring your palms forward in front of you. Kickstand your left foot behind you. Take a breath in. On your breath out, soften your knee. Start to hinge yourself forward. Yeah, see if you can face your back toes down toward your mat, so tilt your left hip down. And keep your gaze low so you're not cranking back. Reach your fingertips back to broaden your chest. Take one more breath. On your exhale, hinge yourself back up, hands in front of your heart. Breathe in. And breathe out. Do that again. Breathe in. And breathe out. All right, some more balancing. Tree pose on the right side. Take your right foot along your inner left leg so you can place it below your knee. You can reach down, grab your foot, place it above your knee on your inner thigh. You can even kickstand your heel on the ground if you like. Start with your hands in front of your heart. And it's so important to land your eyes in one spot that's not moving. Press your foot into your leg, and when you're ready, reach your hands up. Let your shoulders soften down. Spin your thumbs back, pinkies forward. Take one more breath. Exhale your hands through heart center and land your foot down, step it out. All right, other side tree pose. Bring your left foot along your inner right leg this time. I'm going to show you the lower version. It's all yoga. Choose what fits your body best. All right, start with your hands in front of your heart. Again, press everything in, your palms together, your foot and your leg together. And take a breath and reach up. See if you can look up a little bit. And take one more breath here. Exhale your hands back down, lower your foot, step all that out. We're going to move into the grounding series, starting with Warrior 2. So keep your right foot forward, facing toward the top of your mat, then step your left foot way back. So you might need to adjust your feet. You can bring your heels in alignment, or you can bring your heel to kind of bisect the arch of your back foot. From there, bend your front knee to 90 degrees or close to it. Reach in opposite directions. Turn your head right over your front middle finger. And then if all the work is happening in your front leg, press your back foot down more. And breathe in. Breathe out, straighten your front leg. Turn both feet toward the left side of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a breath in. Wide-legged forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Fold yourself all the way down. And then land your hands. So you are welcome to bend your knees a little bit here. You can bring your hands to a block. If the floor is far away, that's great too. Whatever your version, use what you're touching for traction to press down and push forward. And take one or two more breaths. And breathe in. All right, breathe out. Bring your hands to your hips. Use your feet. Bend your knees. Press down. Lift all the way up. All right, turn your left foot toward the back of your mat. We're going to come into Warrior 2 right here, just facing the back of the mat. Bend your front knee. You can wiggle your feet a little further apart. And then take your shape. Reach in opposite directions. Notice if your front knee starts caving toward the right, and pull it right back toward the left, right over your front foot. And then use that breath to be in the challenge. Draw your low belly in nice and tight. One more breath. All right, straighten your front leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Face your toes toward the left again. Take a breath in. And a breath out. All right, make your way down onto your mat for bridge pose. So you can face any direction you like. Once you get down, bring your feet about hip width apart, so your ankles are pretty much right underneath your knees. All right, face your palms down by your side. You can snuggle your shoulder blades together. From there, press into your feet, lift your hips up. Make sure you're pressing down with your heels and the balls of your feet. Maybe you press down so much that your toes get light. Take one more breath. And exhale, lower yourself down slowly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take a breath in. Press into your feet. Bridge round 2. Lift your hips up. So if you feel your knees are splaying out toward the sides, just draw them back in toward about hip width. And if you feel like your feet are too close together, that's a lot of work. Widen your feet apart a little bit. Take 2 more. And breathe in. And breathe out. Lower yourself down. Bring the bottoms of your feet to touch. Let your knees come wide. This is called Supta Baddha Konasana. You can rest a hand on your low belly and a hand on your heart or your low ribs. And see if you can just slow your breathing down. One more. All right, take your hands, guide your knees back toward each other. Hug your right knee in. Press your left leg long at a hover right above your mat. Really activate your toes to flex back toward your knees. Take a breath in. And on your breath out, switch. Hug your left knee in, press through your right heel. And breathe in. Breathe out, hug both knees in. You can cross your ankles if that feels good. Just take a little bit of a rock side to side. All right, come back to center. We're gonna move into the core work here, yogi bicycles. Bring your shins about parallel to whatever's above you or your mat. Your knees stacked right over your hips. Flex your toes back, interlace your hands behind your head. All right, we'll do the first one nice and slow. Take a breath in. On your breath out, extend your right leg long, then bring your right elbow in towards your left knee. Inhale back to center. Exhale, switch. Extend your left leg, bring your left elbow in. Inhale to center. And then keep pedaling with your breath. Notice your knee. Keep it right over your hip and just bring your elbow toward your knee rather than bringing your knee in toward your elbow. And keep your feet nice and awake. And go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees in, let your belly relax. And take another breath. And on your breath out, put your feet on the mat. Extend your legs long, reach your arms overhead. Just a big full body stretch for your belly to release. All right, bend your knees, plant your feet again. We're gonna work on hip openers in reclined figure 4. Take your right ankle, cross it on top of your left knee. Just take your right hand to start and just gently guide your right thigh away. And again, make sure your toes are reaching back towards your knee, nice and active feet. And if you want more than this stretch, you can take your hands and reach behind your left thigh and guide that in towards your body. Whichever version you choose the one that lets you relax your head and your neck down onto your mat with pretty much a good amount of ease. And send your breath into your hips, anywhere that's tight. Send your breath there. And take one more breath. All right, land your foot if it's lifted, uncross your ankles. Move into the other side, cross your left ankle on top of your right knee. Again, right away, flex your toes back, just let your hand press against your thigh. And if this is a big stretch for you already, stay right here. If this is too big of a stretch, you can even walk your foot forward a little bit. All right, if you want to go the opposite way and create a deeper stretch, grab behind your right thigh. Again, nothing forced here. Your sides may feel very different. So if you were able to grab behind your thigh on side 1 and it's not happening side 2, that's totally great. Just land your foot and breathe. Relax your jaw. Take 2 more breaths. All right, bring your feet back down if they're lifted, uncross your ankles, and then just press into another bridge pose to reset your hips right back to center. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower down. Hug both knees in toward your chest. And reclining twist, let your knees fall toward the left side. Reach your right arm toward the right, turn your head toward the right. Start to soften and let go of some of the control. And breathe in, come back through center. Let your knees fall toward the right side this time. Reach your left arm out, turn your head toward the left. And come back through center. Give yourself one last big squeeze. You can rock a little bit side to side if that feels good. And then release your knees, get set up for final rest, Savasana. So you're gonna reach your legs out long, let your toes flop to the sides. Face your palms up by your sides. You can take up as much space as you want. And take a big breath in. And let it go through your mouth. Just let your mat support your weight, and I'll let you know when it's time to move. And take a deeper breath in. And let it go through your mouth. Start with little movements. Start to wiggle your fingers. And wiggle your toes. And you can gently rock your head from side to side. And just start making the movements bigger. You can stretch your arms or roll your ankles. And create a big full body stretch. Reach your arms overhead. And then when you're ready, make your way curled up onto one side, whichever side feels most comfortable to you. Your eyes closed, you can rest your head on your hands. And use your hands to press yourself up. And find a comfortable seated position. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. And let your eyes come to close. You can tuck your chin. And we'll end this practice together the same way that we started together, with one single Om. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Breathe in for Om. Bring your thumb knuckles to forehead center. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this practice. Take care of yourselves.